Hello! Hello friendos! Today I'm gonna show you what I made on the MMORPG MZ project. So in order to make it work, you will have to git clone the base MV project from the basic repo as usual. But you will have to go on a specific branch, which is Origin MMOMZ Develop. Once you are on this branch, what do you need to do? There's a few things you need to do in order to make your project work fine. So first step is going into your game folder. You will find a package.json and a package.json.example. What do you have to do? Just go to the example file, copy everything and paste it into the base package.json. So what do we have in this file? We have a version parameter. We have some scripts that might be really useful. And dependencies. Okay, now we have this file. Pay attention of the version. You will need to update it to increment this number every time you host your game online, every time you update actually your game when you post it on the web. Okay, so next, go to the JS folder, open the main.js file. On the fifth line you have the domain name and you will need to edit it with your bare hands in order to make it match your online web project. This is the web page, not the server itself, the web page. So in my own example, this will be enderoth.art/MMORPG. This will be for my own project. This will look like that. Don't put the slash at the end or you will fuck your project. Okay, so it just is, for the example, localhost. Don't touch this, don't touch this, don't touch anything. Okay, next, open your RPG Maker. It's important to open it after you have done all the previous steps. Note that it's super important. When you run your game, the editor will erase the package.json. So you will need to copy again the content of the .example into the JSON file and pay attention to the version number. Don't forget to edit it. This is a core feature of my improvement. I will explain you. So yeah, first you will need to set up the JSON files, set up the main.js, and then you will need to run your server. You will need to run your server. On Windows, you have the procedure on the README file. But on Linux and Mac, I just made a command that allows you to run it on a single command. So open your terminal. Actually, I have one open in here. Go to your game project folder. Do a npm install. In order to make it work, you need the package.json to contain the scripts and the dev dependencies, or the npm install won't work. And you need that npm install to run your server in one shot. So once the npm install is done, what you do is just npm start. What does it do? As you can see, there is two services. The first one that starts is the database, and the second one is your server. If you're using the command from npm start, you will see that with PHP, I serve the game at localhost on the 1337 port. So we just see what this produces. Localhost. As you can see, there is my project running in here. It works. It's available on my browser. And basically now your project is running. If you want to leave this video, just do it. But if you want to learn more stuff, just stay with me. Okay, what this update do? What did I do in this update? I fixed the sign up, so you can create new characters, well, new players. I have no idea of username, put your password, put whatever you want, you can register, and you have a feedback that says that the account has been created. Back to the game. So the sign up link is working. It opens a new tab with the register page. It's not anymore possible to register with this form. Actually, that might be possible, but for security purposes, I disabled this. And for security purposes, I really seriously invite you to add a reCAPTCHA on this page. That's not super difficult. I probably make a tutorial later. So you're on your game and you can sign up. That's the first information that is super great to know. And the second one is actually now your game is always up to date. Basically, your browser is trying to load memory data that it already knows from the cache. It cache files and it serves the cache files, so it just loads a little faster. And yeah, that might be useful, but not in this case because we are running an MMORPG here, and we want players to see always see the game up to date. So how does it work? As you can remember, you just increment your package.json version. So here in this example, it is 1.0.0002. This format is not really important, but try to remain on number.number.numbers. That's an advice. So okay, now we have this version in the package.json, and once again I remind you, never forget to copy the example into the package.json, or you will lose this parameter and this will just fuck your game. Okay, let's take a look at the inspector. When you run the game, as you can see, it loads the resources with a suffix. On every file, it has a suffix. V equal blah blah blah. Numbers. I will just save my package.json in here. I will maybe put a new number, and as you can see, when you load the game, the suffix will change. The suffix will take the parameter you have in your package.json. What does that do? Actually, when your browser is asking a file from online, you store it in the cache. And that's all. If in the future you need the same file, it will just use the cached one instead of reloading it, and that's really annoying us because, as I already said, we want the game to be fully up to date. But this suffix will make your browser believe that this file is a new file because the suffix will just, it will change the whole request URL, so your browser will just believe that it's a new file and it will reload it. And that's super cool. That's super cool because it keeps the game up to date. And yeah, that's all. That's how it works. That's why it works, actually. So now, just one last thing. I put that was nice to have, but that matters to me. It's actually you can move with WASD key, WASD, because the arrows are kind of shitty to use in some circumstances, let's say. So you can move with ZQ as D or with WASD, like in any FPS game. And voila, that's barely everything. We have a 10-minute video here that explained you how to to run a MMORPG project on RPG Maker MZ. And I hope you will enjoy it. And yeah, see ya later and see ya later.